Alright, here we go with week 2 of the StrongLifts 5x5 workout program. This is day 4. The date for this video is Austin 3/16. It's 5 o'clock in the morning. I went right when the gym opened up. Wanted to see if there's going to be anybody at the gym, and there was actually a handful of people. So, yeah, but at least all the squat racks were open when I got there, so I was able to get one of the newer ones there. It's going to be workout B here. I'm doing the warm-ups with the squats. We're going to do overhead press, and I'll finish it off with deadlifts. Apologize for the awkward camera angle. The squat racks are kind of close together at this gym, and so I did get a depth check here, but when I actually start doing the working sets, you won't really see the depth at all. I gotta find some better angles to just creep up on myself with this camera. It takes a lot of distance before it can actually get some decent quality in there, or not quality, but decent viewing footage. So as you see here, you can see my face, but you can't see how low I'm going. Anyway, so starting off with the squats, as the working sets went on, it's kind of interesting because it's 5 o'clock, it's really early in the morning, body's still kind of cold, but I wasn't popping my knees or anything. It was all smooth, which was great. So the technique is still working, it's still going. One thing that I'm doing a lot more differently now is I'm going a lot slower, especially on the raise. I'm slow to go down, but then going back up, I really try to take my time. I know in the last video I mentioned that as soon as my hamstrings hit my calves, I kind of go back up, but I slowed it down after that because depending on the spring, it's kind of like depending on momentum, it's not really using the muscles. So I'm trying to go slow, a lot slower, just to really engage the muscles as I go back up. It's almost like pausing at the bottom. So yeah, I'll work on that. Maybe even go a lot slower than what I'm doing here in this video the next time around. So after about a week of doing StrongLifts 5x5, I could say that it's kind of a humbling workout. When I was doing bro splits, I was kind of trying to rack as much weight as I can on the bar, or grabbing the heaviest dumbbells. It gets really competitive, not just with myself, but sometimes I'll work out with some other folks, and I always want to lift heavier than the next guy or whatever, whoever I'm working out with. But I like that this program has a lightweight beginning. So you take all your maxes, you cut them in half, and you start from there. It does kind of hurt the ego a bit because you're not lifting as heavy, but it gives you time to reflect and just think about what you need to focus on, which is the form, the technique, and getting all the little habits down before you start lifting heavy weight. So that's what I like. It's gradual, so eventually you'll hit that weight. Little by little, you increase the weight by 2.5 pounds, and then you'll get there. Really, what's the rush, right? The only person that's rushing you is yourself, so that's good. You can be your own coach when you're going through these things. Yeah, and honestly, at the end, you are your own coach, right? You gotta struggle to just push through this weight and progress also. 5x5, every time you're increasing the weight, you really gotta force yourself to keep going with it. Yeah, so as I'm going through these squats, I gotta make sure that I'm breathing right. I think the right terminology for the correct breathing pattern is doing the Valsalva maneuver. So when I'm doing that, I try to just take a bite of air down into my stomach to keep my abs forced out and engaged, and in turn that will keep my lower back in check. And you really got to protect the lower back when doing these squats, otherwise you can't do any more squats, and then you'll be like, I think there's a few YouTubers that can't do squats at all because they've got disc problems or something like that. So preventing injury is really top priority. That's why I'm always wrapping everything up. I'm really paranoid about that stuff. Now we're moving on to overhead press, and I gotta be honest with you, I don't like the weight. It looks so dinky standing in the middle of a gym lifting this small weight, and honestly I can't really brag so much because I can't lift a lot of weight in overhead press to begin with. I've yet to even hit 135, which is the goal, but I got Mr. Horse syndrome, right? No sir, I don't like it. I know I just got to be patient, but it doesn't look cool, so I've got to be patient and humble until I get to that point. You know, otherwise I'd be going against what I said earlier in this video, right? But, you know, one thing that I said to myself in the beginning when I started working out in the gym, and I just have to say this to myself a lot, right, is really, who gives a fuck? Nobody cares about what you're doing when you're at the gym. I mean, there's plenty of IG gym fail or gym fail videos that you see where people are doing what they're doing, no one's stopping them, you know, doing what hump thrusts on the leg extension machine, weird jumps on the pulley cables and all that stuff. I don't know. No one's gonna bother you. They're gonna let you do what you need to do and get it done, right? Just keep going at it, figure out what you need to get done, focus on what you need to get done, and get that done and leave. I said done too many times. I'm done with that. So, let's see. I'm awkwardly waiting. I think I looked at the cam for a little bit, and I'm continuing with the last set of the overhead press. You know, the other thing is, if you really need advice, just ask someone. If you think they're doing it right, I mean, I think most people are pretty cool, and they'll always be willing to help, because it's a hobby that everybody has. That's why they keep coming back to this gym, you know. Watch YouTube. There's plenty of resources there. I mean, I'm trying to make a YouTube video here. I mean, I'm recording and vlogging everything that I'm doing on this 5x5 thing, putting myself on blast. I'm just trying to share what I think, what works for me at least. And maybe it'll work for some other folks. Like that bell technique thing that I keep pushing on the squats. That's really helped me make sure that I don't pop my knees every time I do a squat. Which brings us to the deadlift. You know, I think I really need to set up a new a form check video just to get my form down, because you know I know I'm doing deadlifts here and I look pretty comfortable with it. I'm getting the bar right in the middle of my feet. I'm doing the mixed grip. I'm getting my chest up. My back is flat, trying to engage the abs and everything. But I don't think I'm thrusting into the bar far enough. But the problem is I'm crushing my nuts every time I do it. So I don't know how far I mean, I know I need a thrust, but I don't want to bust my nuts either, so I don't know. But I think after this week, I'll work on a form check video. That way I can actually get some real advice by the end of everything. And yeah, I know I'm only supposed to do 1x5 for the deadlifts, but I'm still doing 5x5. You know, while it's still relatively light, I'm going to continue to do 5x5s on these deadlifts just to get the form down even further, because I want to make sure I get this locked, because okay, if squats is the king, then deadlifts is the queen, right? So I gotta make sure I get both of these things right before I get to heavier lifts. And I wish you could see my face, because there's a lot of determination there, but it's being blocked by the bar. I mean, by the squat rack. So that's it for day 4, StrongLifts 5x5B. Don't hesitate to give me feedback. Send me some plur vibes if you feel that. And I'll see you in the next episode when I get back into rec mode. Thank you.